Hey, what's cool, y'all? Welcome back to another video. James Harden just got traded to the Brooklyn Nets, and here's the full trade. The Rockets receive Victor Oladipo, Dante Exum, Rodion Kurucs, three Brooklyn first rounders, one Milwaukee first rounder unprotected, and four Brooklyn Nets first round swaps. And the Nets obviously receive James Harden. The Pacers receive Karis LeVert and a second rounder, and the Cavs received Jarrett Allen and Torian Prince. And all four first round picks and all four first round pick swaps to the Rockets are unprotected. And about Victor Oladipo, we received Victor Oladipo in this trade, but league sources say that Oladipo still hopes to find himself in Miami. So this was a crazy trade. I thought, based on the reports by what Woj was saying and what Shams were saying, that Harden was going to get traded to Philadelphia, and we were going to get a combination of Simmons and Maxey, or Simmons and Thibault. But this is totally out. I did not see this coming. What do you think, man?
Yeah, I also thought that we were gonna get Ben Simmons and Maxi or Thibault. I was already I already had my mind set to that. I was already thinking of the possibility of how Ben Simmons and Christian Wood like mesh together, or
Yeah,
how
definitely.
John Wall and Simmons would mesh. But yeah, we ended up with Depot and 8 picks.
Yeah, that was
Um,
that was a huge haul actually. I mean, for the circumstance that we were in with Harden just blatantly saying that this team isn't good enough and that our team is just not it for him and he wants to go somewhere else. I think Raphael Stone did pretty good considering the circumstances and
yeah, for sure.
considering the interviews with Cousins saying like all the things about Harden, that he didn't really like his attitude coming into training camp. He didn't
Mm,
really want to play with Harden. He more so wanted to play with Wall. Things like
mm-hmm.
that. I just gotta applaud Stone on kind of managing that situation. And yeah, it was just pretty crazy. Like, oh man, I did not expect it to happen so soon. But I guess after that, putting a statement out like that, things happened really quickly.
Yeah, it just I guess things were getting handled behind the scenes
Hmm.
throughout the 9 games that were played before. Like people were still talking about packages or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
because I
yeah.
thought I thought I thought they would wait to the trade deadline for anything to happen.
Yeah, I mean the Rockets said they were gonna get uncomfortable for the season, but I guess it got too uncomfortable. I think
Yeah.
Tillman Fertitas, like after he heard Harden say that statement, I think he got really angry, and so he wanted to trade away Harden as soon as possible. So I just wanted to ask you, who do you think won this trade? Like, do you think we won the trade? Do you think the Nets won? I think some low key winners of the trade, in my opinion, are the Cavs. They got Jarrett Allen, who's a really solid, really good young piece as a
Yeah.
center to pair with Sexton and Garland, and so I think they're a sneaky
I
winner
think
of this trade.
I
Yeah.
think everyone won, to be honest. Like you said, the Cavs got Jared Allen.
Hmm.
They already have Drummond. They already have Love. They have a few bigs. McGee.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think that means, or now that they have Allen, they can get rid of Drummond's big contract.
Definitely.
Um, and have a more reliable defender in Allen, or what looks to be a more promising star. Um,
Yeah. And I was.
the
Yeah.
Pacers,
Go ahead.
the Pacers, they got Karis LeVert,
Mm.
who initially I know you thought that we were going to get him as well,
Yeah.
instead of Oladipo. Um, he's not on a contract year. He said that he's still under contract until 2023.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that for the Pacers. Obviously, the Nets got James Harden. I expect them to win the championship and nothing less than that this year. And then we
Mhm.
got the haul that we did. So I think it's a win-win-win for everybody.
Yeah, I think in the short term the Nets won this trade, but in the long term I feel like the Rockets will win this trade because if the Nets don't reach the finals, I feel like it's a loss. Like, there's no way
Yeah.
you miss the finals with Kyrie Irving, James Harden, and Kevin Durant. Like, I know Kyrie Irving is a bit of AWOL, I guess, in the sense that he's not really communicating as well with the team, I guess, as far as we know. I don't know what's actually going on, but who knows about the team chemistry? But I know Kevin Durant and James Harden have a good relationship with each other in the past. They played with each
Yeah.
other, so I feel like they can make it work.
Regardless of team chemistry, just having that
The
those
superstar
three
power, yeah.
those three just like, and I know people are saying like their defense, they didn't
Hmm.
improve their defense at all. In fact, they might have like just got it worse,
Yep.
or made it worse without having Jared Allen. And I think so now they have DeAndre Jordan starting
Yeah.
at center.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I don't think that matters. I think they can score however many points they want on any given night.
Definitely.
If Kevin Durant's having off night, go to James Harden. James Harden is having off night. Kyrie Irving. Like it's
Hmm.
the only thing they can bring down is injuries. But also James Harden doesn't get injured. He'll
Yeah.
play all 72 games.
Yeah, the only barrier they have is themselves, really. And so I'd say Nets in 6 or 7 against the Lakers. I think we can say that the Lakers win the West. They're just too dominant, man. Like
Yeah.
they're just destroying the Rockets and stuff. So I think the Lakers come out the West, and the Nets, they look pretty unbeatable unless so like COVID gets in the way or something like that. But yeah, Nets
Mm.
should basically win the season. But yeah, in the future the Rockets should win because I mean Kevin Durant is like what 34 or something. He's getting on the older side. He still has that burst and scoring ability, no question about that. But like say like Harden doesn't stay after like he's on has one more year on his contract before he's a free agent, I believe. So yeah, so if they all decide to go away, then Nets could be potentially screwed. But in the future, like the Rockets will definitely win because these picks, so since they're unprotected, they're going to be good, and we're still going to be in some kind of competitive rebuild because our picks aren't ours, they're the Thunder's. So there's no point in trying to like intentionally tank. So it'll still hopefully be a stress-free, fun season, and that's just what we kind of miss from the Rockets, right? At least finally a drama-free season. I just might be jinxing it right now, but hopefully some brighter days ahead. And I was kind of shocked to see that PJ Tucker wasn't traded. I thought he was gonna get dealt with Harden too.
Hopefully he does get sent off somewhere. I know he was also mentioned to like not to be one of the people that didn't buy in to the
Mm-hmm.
system. Um, so if we can trade him off for like a couple of first or second rounders, that'll be
Mm-hmm.
good. I know he has a high value just because of his name and
Definitely.
his status. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
PJ Tucker would be great on a contender. He doesn't get the respect that he deserves as a defender, and he's still like shooting that corner threes at a good clip. At first, at the beginning of the season, he was a bit shaky, but he kind of got back on track, and he's looking good so far. And so, my next question is: do you think Houston decides to trade the picks to that they acquired to potentially get a superstar in the future?
um I think it all depends on how everything rolls out.
Mm-hmm.
If we like how the pieces that we have right now, like on the team, are going, or like we like how everyone is flowing together, and if they do build that bond, I think they could very well do that. They could be like, okay, well, all we need is one player to push us to the top, or just a situation like that. But other
Mm-hmm.
than that, I think we can, or we might keep, or we might keep the picks, but maybe trade up.
That's
Um,
interesting. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, the unprotected part is what makes them so appealing and why many think that the Rockets won this trade. But yeah, I think for this year's season for Rockets, if Oladipo does end up staying, I think they could maybe sneak in as like a play-in team, like since there's that expanded
Oh,
tournament
I didn't
thing.
even think about that.
Yeah, yeah. So I feel like we could make it to that, and it will be like a little fun for us Rockets fans to see that. But I don't think we may not get much further though.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have that same season as the Thunder had last year. You know, just that little playoff push, first round exit,
Yeah.
just a fun season.
Yeah, I mean, Wood is our future. So, I mean, if we do try to trade the picks for a superstar, it's going to be someone that can can work well with Wood. His skill sets mesh well with Wood and things like that. So, yeah, I think this crazy trade. I feel like we may need a few more days to fully process what's going on. I'm definitely gonna be a small Nets fan, I guess, on the side just to see how Harden does on the Nets. I hope he wins a championship, man. Like
Yeah,
he
I hope he
deserves
does
it.
too.
Yeah, even
He's
though
given us everything.
he went out a little sad in Houston, doing what he did. But I mean, we can't forget all the great memories that Harden has given this
Yeah,
city and things like that.
it's this one little thing over everything that he's given us these past 8 9 years. Like it's like I don't know. I wouldn't trade. I wouldn't change anything. Like this is
Definitely.
obviously if he still was on the team, like that would be great. But the way it went out, like if it, I guess this is just the way like it was meant to happen. You know, like we've had lots of great opportunities, wasn't able to do it. He wants a ring. He didn't see that he was gonna be able to do it here, and so he did what he had to do. You know, I
Mhm.
respect that. He's done so much for the city, so much. Like he put us on the map when we
Yeah,
didn't need we
making
had
us
no reason to
relevant.
be there,
Yeah.
and we were there.
Yeah, easily the second best Rockets player in his franchise history for sure. I think everyone can agree about that. Just right behind Hakeem, and I think he deserves his jersey to be retired. Maybe in the future, probably not right now, obviously, but in the future, just put him in the Hall of the Rockets Ring of Honor or something like that.
Yeah.
And I think it's pretty crazy that Harden just reunites with Mike D'Antoni. I think they're just destined to be with each other. I think Harden
Oh
likes
yeah, for
D'Antoni's
sure.
system and stuff like that. I mean, his two preferred trade targets are on the Nets and Philly with Morey. So yeah, it's pretty interesting that Harden wanted to go there. Obviously, there was a good team around there, but I just thought it was interesting. But yeah, so yeah, I think that pretty much wraps up our thoughts. Let me know what y'all's thoughts are in the comment section below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See y'all next time. Peace.